Good day to you all. We are gearing up today to answer the age-old question, do we get ourselves a heron or do we make our first exception? Luckily, you are going to find out the correct answer to that in the next 40 minutes. But before we have to potentially brace ourselves against the YouTube comment section, let's recap. In the last episode, we rolled our next long chunk, the Ranging Guild. We unlocked 12 new tasks and ticked off 9 of them within the first 4 hours of unlocking them. We then spent some time figuring out how we could get the heron in the most efficient way after unlocking access to a fishing rod, while also flicking between active ranging and AFK ranging. We left off the episode with 3 tasks remaining, 48 out of 50 crafting, 80 out of 99 ranged, and the most important question, what do we do about the heron? So let's start off with an easy win. What happened with the crafting grind? We've decided to take a break. We have been using Sharp Eye while we've been at the Ranging Guild to increase our ranged accuracy, so we get more points, so we get more tickets and more XP. And we've been coming back here. Whoa! We've been coming back here to the Seers Village church to restore our prayer, which has been quite a nice run actually, just in and out. It's not too bad. It doesn't actually waste too much time overall. And I think now it's time to take a little bit of break from ranging. We've been doing ranging for a couple of weeks now. We've been doing various bits and bobs on the account. So now I think it's about time to start some crafting training. We are at 48 crafting and we need to get to 50. So what we're going to do now is let's talk about how I'm going to make that happen. Okay, so no gems. We've only got 1 uncut sapphire at the moment. We can't really do pheasant tail feathers because we don't have many anymore, which means we'd have to go back and do as many pheasant events as we can physically find, which is going to take ages. So that leaves us with flax. So this is the process of how we're going to have to do this. I've got 30 in my bank, but I'm going to show you what we're going to have to do. So now that we've unlocked the Sorcerer's Tower chunk, we have unlocked the flax field. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to come over to this flax field. I'm going to pick a full invent of flax. Once we've got our invent of flax, we're going to run all the way over back into Seers Village and go into this house here, where upstairs we have the spinning wheel that you all may well remember from when we were doing our 43 crafting grind. So we go here and we spin all of these into bowstrings. This gets us 15 XP per bowstring and we are very close to 49 crafting. So overall, this shouldn't take us that long. I've just checked the skill calculator and it's telling me that we need just over 700 flax to get us from where we are now to 50 crafting. So it really won't take that long. I think this would be a chill little mini grind that we can do in between all of the ranging efforts that we're making. Because the ranging grind is going, as you've probably already seen, pretty slowly. Switching between killing men and women to get bait to try and get the heron, and then going to the Ranging Guild and doing the archery competition when we do a bit of AFK. We want to get a bit more XP. Between all of that, it's going relatively slow. So having something like this just to kind of break it up slightly every now and again is pretty good. So yeah, once we've finished doing all of our bowstrings, we take them back to the bank and then we would normally run back to the flax field to start it all over again. But we already have some flax in the bank from the beekeeper randoms. So we're going to just use that now. So I'll probably see you in a level and a bit. Right, I've potentially been an idiot here. So I'm going to go and test something out. Because I've just remembered that we now have access to cows. Which means we have access to cow hide. And what that also means is that if we go to the Ranging Guild, there should be a tanner inside the Ranging Guild that hopefully we can use. Because if we can use the tanner, that means that we can start making leather items because we have thread and we have a needle. And I'm kind of hoping we don't need the thread to make it because I've been seeing some stuff on the wiki which is making me feel like I don't actually need the thread. So there's the leather worker there. I think it's access through a chat dialogue. Hello, can I help you? I'd like to... Yes, okay. Okay. So we just need to tan. Okay. Okay, this changes a lot of stuff. Right. We only just got to 49 before I finally figured it out. I was doing a bit of a deep dive because I wasn't convinced that I could get leather in my chunk. And I was like, am I really just going to be spending all of my time trying to get this leather, trying to get the crafting level, just to only find out we wouldn't have any leather and it would ruin the entire thing for us. So I was doing my deep dive into how I can get leather, what I could do, and I looked on the wiki, and it clearly said that there was a tanner in the Ranging Guild. And I was like, oh my lord. Like, light bulb moment. So, now that we've got all of this leather, we only need to save one for the actual clothes pouch at the end of all of this. But what it means is that we can actually make, let me make sure. So on armor, I think I can make a coif. I think that's the thing that I can make potentially. Or it might, no, maybe it's chaps. I don't know. Let's have a look anyway. But instead of it being 15 XP, it's something more like 35, which is a big jump. Okay, we got our needle out. We've got our leather. Let's see if this works. No, I need thread. Okay, that is good to know. We've got 15 thread. So 15 times by 5. So we should be able to make most of the stuff that we have. So let's have a look. Right, we can make a coif. Is that one per time? It is, and it's 37. Oh, okay. Wow. Right, we're doing this then until 50, because this is going to be way quicker than doing the flax. Because even though I'm running over to the flax field, I'm picking a full length of flax, and then I'm running to the spinning wheel, and then running back to the bank. I think that's technically longer than just running from here to the Ranging Guild and back, because I can technically craft all of this stuff on the way. So I probably should do that from now on. Okay, I seriously overestimated how far this would actually take me. I thought we'd be getting to pretty close to 50, but we have not. We have not even got halfway. We need to keep one thread to use with one leather to make the actual clothes pouch. So I don't think we can carry on with this method, but that has saved a bit of time. If anything, it's made this grind slightly quicker. And to be honest, I will take that over anything else. So at least we know now we have access to leather, unlimited leather. Is that going to help me in the future? I don't know. I don't know if you have realised this about me by now, but I don't really think too far into the future. I probably should. I really probably should, but I don't. So I don't know if that's going to help or hinder me in the future. It might unlock some crafting grinds that I don't particularly want to do with just leather. But also I don't actually have access to thread properly yet because it's only from baby implants. So I don't know. We're just going to go back to the flax method, and that'll just have to do for now. Here we go. 50 crafting. Didn't take us that long in the end. Luckily, it was just a small bit of work on the bowstrings. So now that we're 50 crafting, that is going to be ticking off another task in this chunk shortly. Firstly, we need to go back to the bank. We need to get ourselves the clothes pouch blueprint, which we left in the forestry tab. We did. We then need ourselves the thread that we didn't use and a needle. And then we should be able to use that on that. Nope, craft. Wait, leather. We're missing the leather. There we go, leather. Craft. Boom, clothes pouch, clothes pouch, and that's a chunk task. We are down to 2 tasks remaining now. So this clothes pouch, I can drop all of the forestry kit in here so that I can wear other stuff instead. But obviously we're not going to be doing much forestry or wood cutting for a good long while. So I'm just going to drop that in there next to the cape pouch, and then we can get rid of that now. Look at that, beautiful. We're going through these collection logs like nobody's business. And now that we've done that, the only thing to do is to get ourselves back over to the archery competition and get ourselves more ranging levels. So let's see what happens next. Welcome back to Archery Command. We have been working very hard at this competition, and I would like to say we are pretty high up on the leaderboards at this point. Maybe? I don't know how we'd even be able to check that. We have just eclipsed 300,000 archery tickets, and we still have 2.1 million gold left to use, meaning we are potentially going to be around 1 million archery tickets when our money runs out, and we'll have to enact the backup plan. But more on that later. So let's carry on and see how far we can stretch all this money. Right, we are almost a week on now, and we are just reaching 85 ranged. We are not even halfway yet, and this is taking bloody ages. I think I'm starting to prefer the AFK ranging training over the men and women killing in RuneScape training. But let's not get too bogged down in whining about that. I think now is probably a good time to pull up a previous clip and talk about something that we've been working on for the last year and a half. What to do with our lamps. A while ago now, we decided to start putting lamps into farming to try and get ahead on a surrounding grind, raking one of these two sets of patches in either the chunk above Magruber's Wood or the Camelot Castle chunk. If you paid close enough attention earlier in this video, I actually leaked that we had made it and finally hit the 50 farming requirement needed in the future. This saved us so much future raking time, as we still don't have access to a spade in any of our current chunks. So let's take a small detour onto my live stream to see me finally get in the big 50 farming. We're going to rub this lamp, and we're going to get a massive level for the account, like a huge level. So if I click on farming, this completes, look at that, 490 XP. This completes 50 farming. 50 farming. That, there's several chunks around me that have that exact task to get 50 farming. And we've lamped for God knows how long now. So long to get to 50 farming. And we can now craft nature offerings. So when, and I'm saying when, because we will, when we roll one of those chunks, we will be able to just instantly make some nature offerings and then leave. Absolute top effort. I'm so glad we got here. But what I should do is I should talk about, now that we've finished farming, lamping farming, what are we going to lamp next? Because we're going to keep getting lamps, so I need to lamp something. And I did consider a few things. I considered lamping range to make the range grind quicker. I considered lamping construction, because at some point we're going to have to do a construction grind, so I might as well work on that. I thought about lamping agility, because it will make me run around better and easier and quicker. I thought about lamping, what was it, Slayer, because loads of people lamp Slayer, and it's just it makes sense to lamp Slayer. I also thought about lamping mining to get a bit of a head start on mining. And then we could maybe do some star mining, potentially. I don't know if I've got any stars in my chunks, but we might be able to do that. And then I thought about just carrying on lamping farming. But where I got to, in the end, was that I'm now going to lamp agility to level 40, so that I get the benefit of, 10 levels worth of agility. So my run energy, instead of it being 6.5 minutes, I think it is, to get back to 100%, it will actually come down to 5 minutes and 15, which is pretty big. It's pretty big. So that's what we're going to do. That is the next task for the lamps. It's the lamp agility to 40, and then we'll figure out what happens after that. Especially because I've got like 8 chunks now, so if I have to run between them, level 1 agility is not the one. It's just not the one. So that's what we did. We used our very next XP book on agility to get us started, and not too much longer after that, we got to 2 agility, the hardest of the levels to get out of at the beginning, and then we quickly found ourselves already at 10 agility absolutely powering through our randoms RNG and finding ourselves in the next run energy regen bracket. As we are now on another fairly lengthy grind in the Ranging Guild, we should be getting a healthy amount of lamps, and hopefully before long we will find ourselves at 40 agility so we can reap the rewards and move on to the next lamping grind. But I hear you manically typing in the comment section, why are you stopping at 40 agility? The reason for that is twofold. Number one, and this is me being completely honest, is that when we unlocked the Sinclair Mansion chunk, we also unlocked a level 47 shortcut just behind the mansion, this log here. If we get to 47 agility, that would unlock the Seers Village rooftop as a task, which would then also unlock the squirrel pet as a task. Now, I'm mad, but I'm currently not that mad. We already have a few big grinds on us. I do not want to add another few more. And secondly, the way that run energy regen works is that you only reap the benefit when you get into the next bracket. And those brackets are 1 to 9 agility, 10 to 19 agility, 20 to 29 agility, etc. So getting any more than 40 agility is actually pointless, seeing as we'll be stopping before 47 anyway. So I'm glad we aired that out. Let's get back to the Ranging Guild. We have just hit a milestone, which I don't know if it's good or bad. Maybe it's both. We are now into our final 1 million gold remaining. It feels like only yesterday we were swimming in 3 million gold without a care in the world, and now we are plummeting towards zero at a rate of, oh my lord, please stop. We are now up to 683,000 archery tickets, so I think my guess of 1 million tickets by the time we run out of money is actually a surprisingly close guess. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I am actually getting quite nervous in implementing the backup plan, as my plans that I've tried to implement in the past have never worked out as intended. But like I said earlier, more on that a bit later. Right, I'm taking a pretty big clip risk here. I'm trying to line up 2 skills at the same time, and we're currently at 48 XP remaining to the next range level, and the maximum you can get from firing at this target is 50. So I'm taking a risk that we're not going to get max points right now when I click on this target, because if we do, we've ruined the clip. But if we don't, you're not going to see this, because I'm not going to include it in the video. So let's click on it and find out what happens. Don't get 50, don't get 50, please. Oh, I missed. Oh god, I missed. No. Come on, please. Oh, you're not going to see this. We are back at the Seers Village pub. We're back on the grind, and we're back with something that hasn't happened in a very, very long time. We are about to get 2 levels at the exact same time. This hasn't happened for I can't even tell you how long. It's been crazy long time since this has happened. I accidentally clicked on this fella here while I was trying to get into the pub. So now if I step into the pub, I will shoot him and I will get the levels. But we've got 7 XP left on one and 3 XP left on the other skill. I cut that so fine, it's unbelievable. So let's finish this guy off. Let's give him a little shoot in the face. Take that. 90 ranged. We are almost halfway there. And we also got 86 hit points. That is the first hit points level in such a long time. Oh my lord. We are absolutely gaming. We are full steam ahead. And we are going to get out of this chunk before you know it. Unbelievable. We are just sub 850,000 archery tickets at the moment. We have basically been doing this now for 2 months solid, and we've been making quite a lot of headway on the fishing grind as well. But that is beautiful. We're making so much progress. It is currently Christmas Eve. So what a lovely early Christmas present we've just had, with a range level and a hit points level all in one go. Oh, beautiful. On to the next. we are excruciatingly close now to 3 separate things. So 1, we are at 999,000 archery tickets, soon to be 1 million archery tickets, just like we theorized earlier on in the episode. That is some cracking mathematics by me. The second thing is that we have only got 23k gold remaining, which is again something that we theorized earlier in the episode, and that is very much coming true. So we are going to be having to enact the backup plan very shortly. But before we get into that, we are also almost at 92 ranged, halfway to the crazy 99 ranged in one chunk. So we're just going to spend a little bit more time here. We're going to get these 1 million archery tickets. See that number change from 999 to 1,000. It's going to be pretty sweet. And then we're going to use the rest of our money, hopefully also getting 92 range in the process. And then we are finally, I know you've been waiting, finally we are going to talk about the backup plan. So I'll see you very shortly. And there we have it. 1 million archery tickets received on the One Chunk account. Can you believe it? That surely has got to be up there with the most archery tickets received at this competition, surely. I'm going to have to do a scour of the internet to see if anyone else has got more than this. But 1 million archery tickets is wild. So, like we just discussed, I'm going to finish off the cash stack, hopefully get 92 range along the way, and then we'll see where we're up to, and then we'll get into the next steps. So, wish me some bloody luck. Here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for. Halfway there, 92 ranged on the One Chunk account. We are finally counting down to 99, which sounds counterintuitive, but it feels good in my brain, so we're doing it. Now, I can see the end in the distance. Life feels meaningful once again, but we've not got many GPs left now, so let's go finish this up before my mood completely shifts. We are down to our last 500 GP. This is very sad. And not only is it sad, but it is actually making me very nervous not having any money. I don't actually need any, technically, other than obviously using for this archery competition. But I don't actually need it for anything else really, because we don't have a bank too close by, I guess. Maybe Catherby Fishing Guild in potentially the next role, but yeah, just not having any money is just making me feel a bit worried. Just a bit worried. But now that we have now got only a couple more goes at this competition left before our money runs out, we need to enact the backup plan. Finally, the backup plan is here. So, let's have a very quick discussion about what the backup plan actually entails. The backup plan. You've heard me say that countless times so far, and I assume you want to know what the hell I'm talking about. Well, the backup plan, in principle, is simple. I need money, and I need an easy way to get it. Buying arrows for the ranging grind costs money, doing the archery competition for ranged XP costs money, and as you've seen, I've run out. Luckily, I have spent the last 2 months splitting my time between killing men and women in RuneScape and gathering archery tickets from the Ranging Guild, and because of that, we have over 1 million archery tickets which can be exchanged for prizes. These prizes consist of 30 barbed bolt tips, a studded body, 50 rune arrows, a coif, a green d'hide body, and 20 adamant javelins. Each of these prizes has a corresponding monetary value of archery tickets, and my job is to figure out which of them will be the best way to spend all of my tickets. Bearing in mind, I need money as a matter of importance, so it's not just about what I buy, but what I do with that item afterwards to get me money. Now, you may remember me mentioning the Josh isn't method, which is buying barbed bolt tips. I can combine these bolt tips with bronze bolts to make barbed bolts, which I can then sell to a shop for profit. So this seems like the most beneficial method, as the other items cost more tickets than it's worth, meaning overall I'll probably be losing money or just about breaking even. I won't bore you with maths, but I should be receiving over 200,000 bolt tips from my 1 million tickets, which, if sold at certain shops, should net me more than 4 million gold in returns if I do it slowly and methodically, hopping worlds before the cost goes down. So to summarise, use tickets to buy bolt tips, use bolt tips with bronze bolts, which I got from the men and women grind, sell barbed bolts for cash money, use money to fund more arrows and more archery competitions to get to 99 ranged. Now, you will remember me saying that my schemes generally don't work out how I want them to. This is very true because I'm not only dumb, but I am also lazy. And lazy dumb is not a good combo when you're trying to be super efficient. So I have made a backup plan just in case I make a mistake. The backup plan is to essentially buy either studded bodies or rune arrows and either high alch or sell them to the archery shop for a small amount of profit, or at least break even. So let's get back to past Hannibal and see what unfolds. God, I'm so lazy dumb. I am so sorry. Okay, hopefully that all made complete sense. So step one, we're here. We're at the ticket merchants. We have our over 1 million archery tickets. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get myself a green D-hide body. I just think maybe we should have some spares, but now we need to buy as many barbed bolt tips as we can so that you get 30 in a pack. They cost 140 archery tickets. So if my maths is mathing, we should be getting somewhere like 220,000-ish, I think. So let's buy, how many sets of 30 would you like? Let's put 200,000. No, wait, that's not right. 7,300. Oh my God, look at that. I absolutely nailed the math on that. So we've got 104 archery tickets left. And we've got 215,000 barbed bolt tips. Now, you might be wondering, was that a good idea? Maybe I should have saved some archery tickets for something else. Well, funnily enough, we are going to be coming back here and we are going to be getting some more of these bloody archery tickets. So, now that we've got our 215,000 barbed bolt tips, the next step of the plan is that I need to go back to the bank, get all of my bronze bolts out, and then I need to start putting these together. Because step 3 of said plan is that we then need to go back to the ranging guild, and then we need to sell all of the barbed bolts back to the shop to get all of our money back. I don't know how much we're going to get back. I've not figured that part of the plan out yet as we speak. So let's see what happens very shortly. Okay, bronze bolts have been retrieved, so I should be able to use that on that, and we make 10. Oh, and it isn't a click one, which is great because I like AFK more than I like getting RSI. So we should just be able to AFK most of this. And I've got to remember to always click that first. Or I could change the left click. That probably would be a better idea. While I'm thinking about it as well, we probably will get at least one fletching level, I believe. We're getting 95 experience per 10, and we've got 73,000 bronze bolts to get through. So I feel like That's at least going to get us to 88 fletching, but it might get us some way into 18 or towards 89 fletching as well, which will be quite nice because obviously the fletching cape is not too far away technically. But you've probably figured it out already. We have far less bronze bolts than we have barbed bolt tips. That's okay, because we do need to continue to try and get bait for the heron grind. So we will be picking up more bronze bolts as we go on our way to 99. So I'm hoping at the very least we get enough money back to get us to 99 ranged, because then all we have to worry about is in the future we'll just have to potentially get bronze bolts from another source so that we can then make the money back that we have spent. Because we start with 3 million, so the idea is to get as close back to 3 million as we possibly can. But that's all going to be maths for a later date, because I don't want to do that maths right now. I want to just AFK this. So I'll see you shortly. I don't know what's going to happen next. Let's see. Okay, you know a while ago when I said I had a bad feeling about the old backup plan? Well, it turns out I was correct, because I've made a grave mistake. I was absolutely convinced, and when I say convinced, I mean I literally didn't even bother to check, because I was so 100% convinced that I have a general store in my chunks. Well, it turns out I do not have a general store in any of my chunks. So I have just spent 1 million tickets for something that is now useless. Now, let me be very clear, not completely useless, because we are getting a lot of fletching XP. We could use the barb bolts as ranged ammo, maybe. To be honest, I probably won't. I'm just going to save them for when I do have a general store. But it means that for right now, we are screwed. We're completely screwed. I'm going to have to initiate the backup plan, which I am formulating as we speak. But what it seems like to me the best option right now is to go back to the archery competition, get myself some more tickets with the money that I have left from high alking a couple of bits in my bank just to test some things. And then I'm going to have to either get myself a studded body or rune arrows and then sell those back to the shop in the Ranging Guild for money, which may or may not be profit. I don't know yet. But that means that this whole thing that we've just done has been, for now, a complete waste of time. In the future, it won't be a waste of time because it will be profit in the future. So I'll literally have, I don't know how much sat in my bank. Maybe not 3.3 mil. It might be less than that probably. But I'll have that just sat in my bank ready to go when we get a general store. So, as always, I make a plan. I don't fully research the plan. We mess the plan up. We end up shit creek. So here we are doing our normal damage control. Okay, well, we're going to finish off making these barbed bolts, because we might as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Ranging Guild and we're going to figure it out. We're going to see what we can do, because we do have a couple of tickets remaining, and we do have probably about 20 to 30k that I've high alked from just some bits I had in the bank. And we're just going to figure it out. We'll get there. We may have made this grind a little bit longer unintentionally, but we'll get there, hopefully. You may be wondering what is going on, and you have every right to be confused by what I am doing, but I am going to explain, trust me, on a live stream shortly after making one of the biggest mistakes on this account so far. I asked for assistance from the community to try and figure out what I should do to solve my money problem, seeing as I just wasted all of those archery competition tickets on something we can't even sell. One of my close friends and Twitch/YouTube/Discord moderator, Waltz, suggested that in my bank, I had 275 nature runes saved up, and in my chunks, I currently have the means to create magic longbows. Now, magic longbows currently high alch for 1,536 coins, and with my 275 nature runes, that would net me a grand total of 422,400 coins, which gives us a lot of time at the archery competition, and it gives us a massive head start on archery tickets to enact the backup plan. So we spent ages at magic trees collecting logs. We then fletched all of those logs into unstrung magic longbows, and now, as you can see, we are stringing those unstrung magic longbows into magic longbows using all of the bowstring that we have. Once this is done, we will start high alching them for some mega profit. Right, that's all the bowstrung, so now we can get our nature runes out, we can get our fire staff out, and we can stand in our normal high alching position just outside the bank. 275 nature runes is going to take a little bit, so I'll see you back here when I'm done. And 273 nature runes later, I'm saving 2 for a rainy day, we have gathered ourselves 419,000 coins. I tell you what, before streaming and chatting with the community, I was convinced we had just added several months to this chunk. The power of people can never be underestimated. In my hour of need, my friends, my community rallied around me to help out, and they may have just saved me from complete embarrassment. So thank you to all of you that got involved. The plan now is to get back to the Ranging Guild, get back to the archery competition, and check back in once we have spent all our money so we can decide if the backup plan actually works, because if it does, we may be leaving this chunk before you know it. Now though, we have to deal with one last thing for this episode, which I said you would find out within this 40 minutes, and that is, what are we doing with the heron? Let me change scenery and we can talk about it. Welcome to the coziest fishing spot in Gillinor. In the last video, I asked what you all thought about spending 11 years to get the heron, and even though the responses were incredibly varied, and some of them incredibly stupid, no offence, kind of some offence, the majority of people wanted me to just straight up backlog the heron until we get the Catherby or to the fishing guild, or at least a better method of fishing. So after much thought and much discussion, I have decided that the 11-year grind will not be happening. Instead, we'll be achieving 99 ranged and then making one last decision, and that's whether we leave straight away after 99 ranged, or at the very least we get ourselves to 65 fishing so we can actually access the fishing guild with a fish pie. Currently, we are 57 fishing. So not overly far away, but we are going to have to see what happens. And now we are coming to a close on another episode. Just before you go, I wanted to do 2 very quick things. First of all, I want to show you how many pike we've collected so far, and then I want to leave you with a message from me, and I want to say thank you to the channel members. So give me 1 second to finish up these bait, and I'll show you how far we've come. Right, we've ran out of fishing bait, so that is a shame, but we can now go back to the bank and have a look at how many pike we've collected over the last 2.5, almost 3 months now of being in this chunk. So all of this bait has been collected from men and women. So we have got a grand total of 3,104 pike so far. That is only it's only 1% of the total bait that we need to be able to be on rate for heron. And we have killed so many men and women in RuneScape. I think we're up to probably over 100,000 men and women now. So that is completely wild. But, you know, we're doing it for the integrity of the account, but we can't go forever. So, you've had your answer now to the heron question. You've seen how much bait we've actually managed to get. Like, I'm not slacking on this. We are still going to crack on with trying to get the heron before we leave, but we're only going to be going to 99 range before we do it. How likely are you to recommend Old School Runescape to a friend? Extremely likely. There we go. Thank you. Why? We'll never know. But what I want to do now is I just want to leave you with a message. As of late, I have been struggling with my mental health. Quite badly, actually. I'm currently going through something that has probably been one of the worst things that I've been through in my life so far. And that's not so much what I've been going through with other people or with family members or with, you know, somebody else. It's more personally what I've been going through internally in my head and physically. So what I wanted to do is just to tell you about what I'm doing to solve this problem, because I didn't want to do nothing. I wanted to do something. I wanted to be proactive with my mental health instead of just hoping that it would go away and things would change. So I am going back to therapy. I am seeing somebody about my mental health. I am talking about my problems with that person. And I'm hoping that we get to the bottom of why this has all happened. So I want you all to just have a think. If you are struggling with something right now, have you done something about it? Have you taken a step, whether that is speaking to somebody or, you know, even just speaking to a friend or a family member or a partner or somebody like that? Have you done something physically to change what's going on with you right now? Maybe you should touch some grass every now and again, you know? Playing RuneScape is amazing and it's so much fun, and as you just saw, 10 out of 10 would recommend to a friend. But maybe sometimes you do need to go outside, touch some grass, go for a walk, clear your head, get those endorphins pumping, get that dopamine flood in your brain. You know, maybe that is the right thing to do every now and again. But whatever it is, whatever that thing for you that helps may be, I hope you find it, and I hope you do try and look for it. But I really wish you the best. I wish you the happiest life that you possibly can have. And if you've got that right now, good on you. If you haven't, I hope you get it soon. So let's go over and say thank you to all of the channel members. And next time I see you, the next episode of Seers Supreme, you will be seeing a chunk roll, hopefully. So let's look forward to that. Let's go say hello to the channel members. In the Soothsayer tier, we have Matt W, Extreme Gnome, Diggy Dog SP, Extorian, Tilt Master Flex, Pat, 6killer5, Sir_Necron, Chunk Evil, Alaskan Beard, Aloe Fletcher, Nick Sanft, Jesse Hockersmith. In the Oracle tier, we have Uberhasu, Hompf, Beldereth, The Biggest MHG, Old Sousebouse, Crothus, Hans Ola Sub-Zero Hofton, Brasolis, Norden, Icy Mort, Agarwane, Wacker, Jube, Saint Saudade, and in the Sage tier, we've got Teeters and Big Cat, also known as Nolo. Thank you so much for what you do for me. See you soon.